Okay, students, good evening. Students who are in the online, please confirm that. Am I audible? Okay. కింద పడుతుందమ్మా ఇదేమన్నా కింద పడుతుందమ్మా Okay. So now we'll start. Continuation is okay. Now we will continue, students. So in the last session, so we started with multi-threading. We started with, and next term we'll continue the topic of multi-threading. So next, we will continue the last class session. Of course, I hope all of you people understand multi-threading in the last session, and everybody attended yesterday. Huh? No? Who did not attend yesterday? Okay, one. Next. One. Everybody attended. Attend కావాలి కదమ్మా. You need to attend that. So you should attend. So Ganesh Verma did not attend because he already said he want to sleep first. So first sleeping, later subject. So if you ask me first what, I'll say first subject, later everything. We should not be lazy. So yes, Rocky, I have seen that. So first class, later sleeping. What is there sleeping? We can sleep later also. Fine. So for my class especially, this speaker also I am giving. Especially I am adopting some new. Any doubts are there, you can take the speaker and you can ask me also. So would you like to keep with you? Whenever you want, I will send this. Okay? Because you may make it fall it down. So I will continue this. Okay, students, now I will continue the session. Right? When we have subject, we can sleep peacefully. Asif, very good. That's nice. Really, I appreciate you. Now, I will continue the session. So last class, we have done some importance about the threading. And I shown you some 1 or 2 programs with threading. I shown you the difference between non-threading program and with threading program. And I uploaded in the last session. Well, now I'm going to continue. What is that continuation process? And you might be downloaded that part already. Now I will start the threading module now. So what is the definition of thread? All of you. What is the definition of thread, students? Please give me the clarity. A flow of control is called what? Thread. Thread. All of you wear mask. Already 4th wave started, it seems. Be careful. 4th wave started, it seems. Try to wear mask and come to the class. Okay? Right. Okay. Not now. Okay. Then when you are on the outside and all those things. So next, what is the purpose of thread? Come to the point. What is the purpose of thread? Purpose of thread is to perform, forget already, to perform certain operation whose logic is written in the form of functions. Let me download that part. Let me download that kind of things. So you are forgetting and I am showing once again. So last session, to perform functions, Arun Kumar, not like that, Arun, and Arun is the first student who is saying that every time he is saying, I'm remembering his name, every time, sir, practice done, sir. Every time he will say, sir, practice done. So he's so perfect person in practicing. Right. Coming to the point of it, this place. And yesterday's class, I just executed thread-based application and I set thread-based application. I just want to show you that. I will download it. So this is a topic we have downloaded. And last time we have uploaded lot of content. We have uploaded lot of content and forget about that. And you already aware of that. what exactly that concepts are, and I'll continue this. Now, see students, I'm going to 1 minute. I'll come out of that. So here, the thing is, the operation which is a definition of thread, a flow of control is called thread. And moreover, I said to you, Miravali Sheikh, switch off your video, ma. So the purpose of thread is that to execute any type of operation concurrently. And the purpose of thread is that to perform the operation whose logic is written in the form of functions or methods. One more thing is, when we write any Python program, there exist how many types of threads? 2 types of threads. One is called what? Subthread. One more is main thread. And one more is, the purpose of the subthread is to execute our operation logic concurrently, whose logic is written in the form of functions. The purpose of main thread is to monitor the execution status of subthread. By default, there exists a single main thread, and programmatically there is a possibility of creating multiple threads. Are you understanding, students? This is the one where I discussed in the class. Are you following me? Well, so continuation part of this class I am going to discuss. Now I am going to enter into number of approaches to develop thread-based applications. Number of applications to develop thread-based applications. Very, very important. Okay. How to develop it? How many number of approaches are there in Python? Now I'm writing. In Python programming, we have 3 types of approaches. 3 types of approaches to develop thread-based applications. Right? Thread-based applications. They are, I'm going to write one by one. By using first approach, by using functional programming approach, I mean to say. Functional programming approach. That is the first one. Second one is by using subclass of thread class. By using subclass of thread class. There is a class called thread. There is a class called thread. How you develop your own exception? Oops is already over. How you develop your own exception? Class insufficient fund exception of exception. What is exception? Super class for all the exceptions or not? How you can take your own exceptions? Take your class name and inherit from where? Exception class. Class deposit error base exception. Is it not inheritance? Yes, inheritance already done or not? So here also, there is a super class called thread. We will take our own class. What is that class name called? Subclass of thread class. How you can write, ma? Class KVR of what? Thread. What is the thread? Super class. What is KVR? Subclass of thread. Oops features. That means in multi-threading, I am developing what? In multi-threading, I am developing what? Oops features are there. I am developing thread-based applications by using oops. That is nothing but what? With inheritance, ma. With inheritance. Second one is what? By using same to same. By using what? Class. By using classes. That is subclass of thread class. By using non-subclass of which class? Thread class. That is nothing but what? Without inheritance. That is here with inheritance, ma. Here what? Without inheritance. That is nothing but oops features are there. Without inheritance, I am going to use it. Shall we start? Good. Now, first approach I want to show you today. First and second approaches I want to show you. If possible, all three approaches I will show you one by one. Okay, sir, by using functional approach, thread-based application, by using functional approach, first approach I am going to show you. Very well. Now I am going to give you the clarity on this area. Now see, by using functional programming approach, how many steps are there? I would like to show you. And before this kind of things, before this explanation I am going to give you, first approach, second approach, third approach and all, I would like to show you parallelly one module I said yesterday. To develop any type of thread-based application, which module we are importing? Threading. RE module for regular expression. Now we are going for what? Threading. Threading. Now I am going to take, I will come to this window. Parallel, I will discuss two topics today. One is called what? Module name. I am going to write it here. What is that now? Module name. Required module name for developing which applications? Thread-based applications. Module name required for developing which applications? Thread-based applications. Very well. Now look at that. Now I am going to show you. Well, students, look at that now. To develop any thread-based application, we must use a predefined module called what? Threading. What is the module name? Threading. So to import any type of multi-threading applications, I must say import what? Threading. And later I will go for it. Tell me, once it is a module name, what will be there inside the module name? Classes will be there, functions will be there, variables will be there. Am I correct? Now, I am talking about what is that? Details of which one? Threading. So I am going to write it. Details of threading means I will give you functions. I am writing functions in where? Threading module. Functions in which module? Threading module. Under that I am going to write the details in threading. I'll write something like this for your clarity purpose to understand very well. So threading, under that what? Functions in which module? Threading module. What are the functions in threading module? I am going to say there are two types of functions are there inside. First function is called what yesterday? Current underscore thread. Did you remember? Current underscore thread. That is the first one. Second function is there. What is that second function? I will explain. Active underscore count. I will explain that. Don't worry. Next I will explain about inside of that there is a class is there. What is that class name? What is the class name in threading module? Class name in threading module. Colon. What? Thread. What is the class name in threading module? Thread. What is the definition of module? A module is a collection of what? Variables, functions, class names. What is the class name? Thread. What are the two functions available in the module? Current thread and how do you call this current thread? Threading dot current thread. How do you call the active count? Don't worry about the purpose. First understand how to call it. Already modules are over or not? How do you call the active count? Come on, fast. Threading dot active count. What is active count? Leave it. Come on, how do you call this class name also? Threading dot thread. Under the class thread, what will be there inside the class? Inside the class, what will be there? Methods are there, constructors are there, data members are there. Already you know a class is a collection of instance data members, class level data members, class level methods, instance methods, static methods, You know all those things. Constructors will be there. Everything will be there. Inside of this class, we are having, just my dear students, please look at, I will fill up one by one in the class. Inside of that, it is containing thread. Thread. It is taking target comma. I will explain all these things one by one now. Target comma or ARGS. I will explain. Next, the second function is there, that is called set name. Set name. Set name. The third one is called what? Get name. Get name. Get name. Set name of str. Don't worry. Or just name I will say. Or I will say here name. So don't worry. I'll explain all these things. Number 4 is called run function. Next, number 5 is called what you know, start function. Number 6 is called what you know, is underscore alive. Is underscore alive. 7th one is called what you know, join. These are the functions, complete functions available in our thread class. How do you call them? How do you call these instance methods? With respect to what name? Object. I will discuss one by one in the class. So let us feel relaxed. I will explain one by one in the class. Nothing to worry, guys. I'm going to explain one by one with example. With example, I will explain. Nothing to worry. I'm going to give. But provided you must attend the yesterday's class. If you did not attend yesterday's class, I can't do anything else. So I can't do anything else. You must attend yesterday's class. Then only it is possible. Okay, now? Shall I start the discussion now? So let us go to the, what is the module name required for developing threading applications? Come on. Threading. In the threading, what are the functions are available? Current thread. And what is the purpose of this current thread? Yesterday's class I shown you, beginning only. This is meant for what? Finding the, this function is used for, this function is used for finding, what name? Thread name. Finding the thread name. How to find the thread name? I'm going to start with. What is the syntax I'm writing? Look at the syntax here. Variable name is equal to threading dot, what is this? Current underscore thread. Current underscore thread. I will get it. Let me show you this. Yesterday's class, one program also uploaded. Let us take one thing. Every Python program by default contains one thread. Whenever the Python program started executing, PVM will come into picture. PVM will create what internally? Main thread. Have you attended, all of you boys, yesterday? Attended? What is the thread name by default? Main thread. And main thread is the one by default available in the threading program. Just look at that. Just watch it. I'm just writing. This is the one I written in yesterday. This is a thread-based program. Just a message I am writing. Thread-based program. And just I am writing print. This was written already in the class. So, HYD. Just I wrote these sentences. Who will execute the Python program? PVM. Is PVM will execute or internally PVM something is there? PVM something is there. What is that thread name? Main thread. So that main thread I want to print. I want to prove that every statement in the Python program executed by one of the thread. That thread is called main thread. It's a very, very important. Who will execute the statements in the Python program? Main thread. Main thread is a part of what? PVM. PVM. So beginning I said yesterday also. So see that T name is equal to threading dot. Yesterday I shown you, again I am showing here. Current underscore what? Thread. Just to print it, print. Default thread name. Default thread name is equal to, comma, what I am writing? T name. T name. Just I wrote T name. Just execute it. And import what? Import. threading, import threading. Now I am saying some sample.py, sample.py or default default thread.py, default thread example.py. Yesterday I shown you this, and once again I am showing in this class. Coming to this place, I will take 4 p.m. I will create threading. It was there yesterday in my mission in the home. Threads I will take. Threads inside of it, I'll just default thread example.py. Coming to this command prompt, I am taking :cd. I'm saying that 4 p.m. I'm saying that threads, fine guys, py, say py. See my dear students, what is that, mom? Default thread name, it is printing underscore main thread. Main thread started whose ID? We never bother about its ID. This is called an ID of what? Main thread. Actually, a thread is nothing but one smallest lightweight process in my program. For that thread, one ID will be created. Of course, nobody will bother about that. I want to print only this from this entire information. I want to get only thread name. For that, what I will write, students? Dot name I will write it. Name is one attribute which is used to get the name of the thread. After a few minutes, I will get the complete meaning of it. Like A is equal to 2 plus 3j, that you are already familiar with. A dot real, which will give you what, ma? 2. A dot imag, which will give you what? 3. Like that, from this entire process, I want to apply the name. That name will get what? Main thread. So go to the place of this. I am writing tname dot what? Name I will say. Name I say. Just to see, I will get the answer called what? Main thread. Instead of writing here, dot name also I can write it. Anyone shortcut, you know the shortcut process. I will print here called what? Main thread. Are you understanding? So what is the purpose of main thread? Slowly coming to the library, ma. Slowly coming to the library, I will do two things here. One is covering these functions, and one more is covering the programming also. So used for finding the thread name, which is running. How do you find out that? Variable name dot threading dot. I can write even what? Name. Well, keep it aside. And ample of examples we will cover. And the next term, how many threads are there by default in my Python program? Yes, already told you. How many threads are there in my Python program? By default, only one thread. How do you print, students? Now I am writing print number of threads active. Number of active threads. Number of active threads is equal to comma NOC or NAC. Number of active threads or something like NOC. Something like this. How do you find out, students? Number of active threads is equal to threading dot active underscore what? Count. Active underscore count. How many threads are there in my threading this program? One thread is there. Print that now. NOC. How many threads are active? One. By default, how many threads are active? One. That's what I said in my description, my dear students. By default, we have a single main thread. Programmatically, there is a possibility of creating multiple subthreads. Now we are entering into active count will give you number of threads which are active, which I am going to create my own threads also. Shall I go for now? So this is called, go to the library continuously. Active count purpose I will write it. Come on, students. I am writing here active count. There I am writing. What I am writing? This function is used for. Come on, for counting counting number of which threads? Active threads. Active threads is nothing but counting number of threads. I'll write like this: threads which are running which are running running threads are called active threads. In a class, suppose 50 members are there, only 10 members are actively responding, but what? Active students. Others are also there in the class, but they are not in running state. Are you understanding? Threads which are by default running, used for counting number of threads which are running. How do you find out that? Syntax is what? So variable name is equal to threading dot what is that? Active count. So that will give you the number of threads active. So these two functions I will use regularly in the class. Coming to the class name thread. Now let us go to the programming now. Another side I am going to introduce. How many number of approaches are there to develop thread-based applications? 3. By using what now? Functional approach. First example I am going to show you. My first example is, first of all, why we are going for thread-based applications? Concurrency purpose. Concurrent execution purpose, we are going for threading. What do you mean by concurrency? Simultaneously, multiple operations want to perform. For that purpose, we go for what? Threading. Now, I want to go for one example to be displayed. Something like this. A small example I want to display. Let us go for, see, first example I am going to display. I want to develop program for displaying 1 to 10 numbers after each and every second. Each and every second by using threads. How do you do this? These kind of things I want to print by using threads. How do you print it? So to display this kind of numbers after each and every second by using threads, any thread-based application you want to go for it, there are 3 ways are there. One is a functional approach. One more is called what? Whoops with inheritance. One more is whoops without inheritance. First I am going with what? Functional approach. So there, first I will define the function. What is my function now? Generate. What is my function now? Generate. You have to define one function. What you are passing to that? N. What is that N? Number of numbers you want to generate. How do you take it now? Print number of numbers, colon, I am writing something like that, format of n. Now I want to print it. How do you print that? For I in, come on, 1 comma n plus 1, for I in range of, so range of, I will print value of I. I will say here backslash t, value of I is equal to dot format of I. So there I am going to say something like this. A small example I am going to start here. *50. And this also I am going to give *50. So yesterday one small example. Hello function, hi function, show function, some small execution also I give. If you attended yesterday, today you will enjoy. Otherwise, you will get Latin and Greek and Latin. It's a damn sure. And without attending classes continuously, we will not get anything. Keep in mind. So generate function is done. Now I am going to the main program. So this has to be done by using what? Threads. So to execute any type of threading based program, first thing you have to create what? Define a function. In functional programming, to develop any thread-based application, threading is meant for achieving the concurrent execution. Each thread is executing its own operation. That's why I'm creating one function where some logic is defined. To execute this type of logic, I am concentrating one separate thread I am going to create. How do you create a thread? By using a class called thread. By using a class called what? Thread. Thread is a class of which part? Threading. Already yesterday I was used 3 programs I wrote yesterday's class. Which, if we remember or not, 3 programs we written. Threading dot thread of what is that is going to be T1. What is T1? Subthread. Object of thread class, which is called subthread. That is called child thread. Well, I am saying that T1 is an object of thread class, which is targeted to execute which function? Which is targeted to execute which function? Generate function. Come on, what is my attribute? Target is equal to name of the function. Name of the function. What is the target? Attribute, which will take always function name. Why function name? Yesterday only I told you. What is the purpose of thread? The purpose of thread is to execute the logic which is written in the form of what? Functions. What is my function? Generate. Attached to which object? T1. What is T1? Object of thread. So how do you create an object of thread? By using a class called thread. Which module it belongs to? Threading. While I am creating the thread object, there is a subthread or child thread. I am designing immediately that thread has to execute which function? Yes, generate. That generate function is taking what? A parameter. I have to pass the value to that. How do I pass it? Args is equal to, which is taking in the form of a tuple. Tuple. Suppose if it is taking 2 values, for example, n comma m, I can happily pass what values? 10 comma, I can pass. Suppose if I write only one value, that one value is not treated as a tuple. You have to write a comma. Tuple is always containing more than one value. Only one value I am writing. Comma I have to write it. It indicates what? Tuple representation. If you have second value, comma you need not write. 10 comma 20, enough, it is called a tuple. So this is called a 10 comma. So what is the thread now? Executing. T1 is targeted to execute generate, and it will carry which value? T1. So T1 will go to which function? Generate, and holding the value in n, that value called 10, and execute this logic. So T1 is meant for executing this logic. I hope students are you following. So what is the thread which is executing here? This T1 is there as a part of what? Our Python program. Who is going to create that T1? Main thread. Every PVM is going to start with the main thread. Main thread in turn creates subthread. Subthreads will execute. Subthreads will finish the job, and then subthreads will destroy, and finally main thread will destroy. Python program stops. Yesterday I said 3 to 4 times about the process. Okay, I am not going to repeat yesterday's class once again. So especially I taken time yesterday to cover more subject. So I am taking once again. What is that now? Empty name, main thread name is equal to, how do you do that? Threading dot current thread dot what? Current thread dot what? Name. Print the name of the thread. Print name of, I'm writing here, name of what? Main thread. I'm writing main thread is equal to, already I told you now, format of what name? Empty name I set. Then after that, this is the main thread is created. After that, what is happening? T1 is created. Now I need to send this thread. Send. T1 is ready to execute generate function to carry this value. To send the thread from this program, just it is created. Now to make the thread to go to, child thread to go to where? Generate function. I must say what? T1 dot what? Start. Start is an instance function present in which class? How I will call? Object name dot start. This is called what? Creating which thread? Child thread. And what is this function is meant for? Dispatching the child thread. Dispatching the child thread. Dispatching. What do you mean by dispatching? Sending. Dispatching the child thread. Even in yesterday's class also 2 to 3 examples I shown you. And I measure the execution time also. Non-threading program taken 16 milliseconds, 16 seconds. And our thread-based program has taken 8 seconds. And I shown you clearly in the class which is the best programming in the Python. So coming to this, it is coming to generate function. Once you start, it will come to this place. I want to print the thread name once again here. How do you print the thread name now? Print. How do you print? CT name, child thread name is equal to, there also I am saying threading dot. What is this now? Current underscore what? Thread of dot what? Name. Print of, I am saying that name of which thread? Name of which thread? Child thread is equal to, what is it? CT name. And try to execute now. So I'm going to take approach number 1. Approach example 1.py. Yes, we'll come to that. Fine. Line number 9. Okay, close it. Now I need to import threading also. Import what? Threading also. Let us execute approach number 1.py. Yes, you go to that execution part. Now see that py approach example 1. See that answer. What is this now? Main thread. Number of numbers how many? Name of the child thread is thread 1. By default, what is the thread name? Yesterday also I shown you thread 1. What is the T1 here? Object name. Yesterday I took some students' names also. I said yesterday. So T1 is called what? Child thread object. Whose name internally assigned as what? Thread 1. Assigned to execute which function? Generate one function. If I go to give your own name, you can go to give your own name. How to give your own name? T1 dot set name, you can say. Set name. T1 dot set name. RS, I can say. RS. That means for T1, instead of thread 1, I want to give my own name. And set name is a older approach. In the 3.10, it is deprecated to the new. I will show you that. Just let us see. You will get a deprecation message. You see. Approach number this one. Deprecating warning. Set name is deprecated. Set the name attribute instead. Use the name attribute. I am getting answer. But deprecation warning messages, I don't want to get it. They are saying that don't use set name. You want to use a name also? No problem. Go there now. How do you write it? Instead of set name, keep comment students. How do you write it? T1 dot what? Name is equal to what? RS. I am writing. Instead of that, ROSUM I am going to say. What is that? T1 is an object. I am setting the name to that. What is the name I am giving? ROSUM. Execute now. No deprecated messages. No warning like. What is the main thread? Parent thread, that is. What is the ROSUM there? Child thread. Are you understanding? Now, if you want to make some fun with these threads, you just say, even in class I told you, sleep off 1 second, you take it. Comma what? Sleep. Time. You execute. You see, I am writing here, value of number of numbers are like that. Each and every second, one number is displayed. Did you understand this discussion? Easy. And now at this point of time, how many threads are there? In this program, how many threads? See, ma, I got it today. Current thread dot what? Name. Name. Here I used a name. I am setting the name to the thread. Now I want to ask you, how many threads are there in my program? 2 threads are there. How do you find the name of the threads? By using active count. Print number of active threads. Number of what? Active threads is equal to, comma, come on, threading dot active underscore count. Active underscore count. Now, who will execute the statements which are there in this main program? This is called main thread, main program statements. This is called your functional statement. Who will execute the function statements? Our child thread will execute. Who will execute the main program statements? Main thread will execute. So all these threads, main thread name printed, thread is created by main thread, and whose name is set by the programmer. Dispatching is done, and this also will be executed by what? Main thread. And don't think that this is printing after the statements are over. No. Subthread is doing its operation. Main thread is doing its operation. Are you getting? So, 2 things. Parallel thinking. Last class also I said. Parallel thinking, simultaneous thinking is comes under multi-threading. How it is going to start? Once this flow is coming, this is going to be printed by main thread, and a thread is created, name is set, and then subthread is going to this place. When subthread is going, don't think that your main thread is waiting there for the completion of it. It will come immediately to this place and immediately printing 2, because it is still under execution. Am I correct? Look at that. Because threading is supposed to be a very intelligent coding, guys. See that now. You see that number of active threads. How many? 2. Number of active threads are 2. Right. Who is completing? Who is completing? Child thread completed. How do you know that child thread completed? How do you know that child thread completed? When child thread completed, how many active threads are there? 1. 2 I am getting now. 1 is what? Main thread. What is the next one? How many threads are there in my program? Who completed? When number 10 is over, who completed? Child thread completed. Child thread completed means how many threads are there? 1 thread. What is that thread name? So interviewer will ask you, show me that after completion of it, what is that thread? Now I say, when this is completed, line number 22, make your main thread. You please wait until subthread will join with you. Yesterday I said one example also. You went to the shopping with your children. Children went to first shop, second shop, third shop, fourth shop. And you are not going along with them. You are saying you are shopping there. All of you after shopping, join with me, you said. Are you following? When you are sitting there, they are coming and joining after their completion. Something like that. T1 dot. What is that now? Join. What is the use of join? Join function is used for joining the T1, joining the subthread with the main thread after its completion. After its completion. That means once you say T1 dot join, main thread will not come to the next statement. It will wait until all the threads will come and join. See that? I am coming. Line number 23. Line number 23. Line number 23 means after joining I am talking. Number of active threads. Number of active threads. Active threads is equal to, call the same function once again. Same function once again. See students, execute. Line number 23 I said. Be careful, ma. It will not come to line number 23. See that line number 23 is not coming. It was waiting. Still subthread will complete it. Now subthread will, when number 10 is coming, It will join with the main thread. It will come. How many threads? Everything is more practical. Are you getting? When it is joined with the main thread, there is no use of subthread. Subthread will be collected by whom? Garbage collector. How many threads are active now? Yes. Are you okay? So what is the use of join method? I taken you to the picnic. You went to different places. As a teacher, I am waiting there. Why I am waiting? You people join with me in the evening time. So I should wait until you people join with me or not? So when are you joining with me? After completion of your entire work. That is known as what? Join function. So what is the use of join function? Join function is used for joining the subthreads after their complete execution. So here I am using active count function program. Active count I am using. One join function I am using. One start function I am using. Moreover, functional program. This is called functional programming steps. What is the first step? Import threading. Define a function. Second step. Third step, create an object. And fourth step, start the thread. Fourth step. The extra things are called what? Our requirement basis steps I wrote it. Is it okay? So students in the online, did you understand, students? Did you understand? Did you understand this discussion? Coming to this back, to this place, I am going to say, by using functions. Now, step number 1. What is the step number 1? Come on, start all of you. Import what? Threading. Import threading module. First one is that. Second step, please. Step number 2. Define a function. Define a function with what? Which contains what? Logic. Which contains logic. Executed by what? Executed by which thread? Child thread. Okay. Step number 3. Create an object of which class? Thread class. Create an object of thread class. And it is called which thread? Child thread. Which thread? Child thread. Next, step number 4. Okay. Step number 4 created. Only child thread creation is enough, huh? No, I should say start. Dispatch. I should say dispatch the child thread to execute the targeted function. What is the targeted function in our program? Generate. Did you understand? Fine. Coming to the syntax here, in a plain format if you want, example I will cover. In a plain format I will cover, just plain format. Import threading. DEF. What is that now? Generate of what? N. I will write some block of statements. Okay. Now I am going to say what? Main program I am writing. A plain format I am going to take. T1 is equal to what? Threading dot what? Thread. Dot. Thread off, sorry. What is that now? Target is equal to what? Generate. Arcs is equal to what? Some number you pass it. 10 comma. Some 10 comma you pass it. T1 dot what I say? Start you say. That's it. How many steps? First step is threading. Define the function. Create an object of threading and say start. Are you understanding this? Is it understandable? Import threading. Generate a function. Create an object of threading. Start. Are you understanding? So, very easy. And if you want the total approach, I will carry this example as it is. So, instead of taking a skeleton model, I will take this complete example here. One more example I will give you. Here I think DEF, step number 1, step number 2, almost all the functions are understanding what I am talking. Clear? Yes. Now coming to back this model, here you create, understand this part. What is the use of this? Now I am writing this function, or if you look at carefully, this is called one type of constructor model. Constructor model, whether you understand or not. Whenever you say T1 is equal to test of, T1 is equal to test of, which one is calling? Default constructor is calling. What the default constructor will call according to our discussion? DEF underscore underscore init of. Like that it is calling or not? Correct? Similarly, whenever you say test of 10, it is calling what? Of what? Comma n it is calling. Like that, whenever you say this thread of target comma arcs, thread is a class ma. Please keep in mind, it is called one class. I am writing, I can write a function, but a constructor is one type of special method. This constructor is used for creating an object of child thread by specifying what? By specifying which target function which is executed by what thread? Child thread, and also specifying values passing to the target function in the form of which one? Tuple. In the form of tuple. Complete picture I set. In the form of tuple. What is an example I set? T1 is equal to, example I am saying, or syntax I will take it. Syntax I will take. What is that now? Child thread name is equal to threading dot, what is that? Thread of target is equal to what name? Function name comma arcs is equal to val1 comma val2, so on what? Val n. Example, if you take it, T1 is equal to threading dot current thread of, what is that? Target is equal to generate comma arcs is equal to, I say 10 comma, arcs is equal to 10 comma. That means what is T1? Child thread name. Threading is a module, creating an object. That child thread is targeted to execute what? Generate function. With which value? Arcs. Are you able to follow? And moreover, one more function I used in my program. Along with the programming, I am discussing the attributes also. Set name is used to set the programmer defined thread name or not? What is the default name? Thread-0, thread-2, thread-3, etc. But I am giving which name? Our own name I am giving. How do you give our own name? By using which function? Set name. Is it the method available nowadays or deprecated? Deprecated to what? T1. Assign the name. Dot name is equal to what? Row sum. Are you able to get it? So T1 dot name is equal to row sum. So I say that I'll go to this place. I'm writing. That's what I wrote in the beginning only. Set name of str or what? Name. Come on to this point. This function, I will read the description itself. This function is used for setting what name? user friendly name to the thread. User friendly name to the thread. What is the default name of the thread? Thread -1, thread -2, thread -3. I am giving my own name to the thread. Default setting user friendly name to the thread. Instead of giving default thread name. Fine. How do you give it? Syntax number one, child thread name dot what? Set name n capital of what? str data. That is called str. That is nothing but your name of that. Syntax number two, another syntax, or I can say, or I'm writing. What is that now? Child thread name dot what? Name is equal to what? Thread name. That is the user friendly name to the thread. Example, if you come to this, I am writing here t1 dot set name of Rosam, or we can also say it as what? t1 dot name is equal to what? Rosam. Are you able to understand this discussion? t1 dot set name is equal to, or t1 dot name is equal to Rosam. So this is the way how you can write it. Opposite, you think get name. What is this get name says? Okay, after a few minutes I will give you. Don't worry about it now. First of all, is it okay? And one more function I used it here, start function. Why do you use start function? For dispatching the child thread to the targeted function. So there is one more type of function is there, that is called somewhere else. Start function is also there. Whenever the function will come, I will write it. So there I am writing. This function is used for dispatching or sending the child thread to the targeted function by passing the values as what? Args in the form of what? Tuple. What is the syntax there? Child thread name dot what? Start. In other words, example part, if I take it, what is that now? t1 dot what? Start. Okay, fine. One more example, is alive function and join function also I will say. Join function almost used in the class. This also let me write it. This function, I will show you multiple examples, students. Let me write the function point. Again, I will show you multiple times this one. This function is used for making the child threads to join with which thread? Main thread after their completion. After their completion. How do you do that? Syntax, I say child thread name dot what? Join. I say child thread name 1 dot join. Child thread name 1 dot join. Child thread name 2 dot join. Child thread name 2 dot join. N number of threads I can join. Multiple examples I'll show you guys. Don't worry. Provided yesterday's class, you need to carry forward. N number of threads you need to join it. Like this. Run function, don't worry. Get name also, don't worry. After the next example, I will go for it. So, coming to this, I hope this example is clear. One more example also I will give you. Write down. Open the notes. Write a thread-based application. Write a thread-based application. Write a thread-based application. Write a thread-based application which will generate a multiplication table, which will generate a multiplication table by using threads, which will generate a multiplication table by using threads, which will generate a multiplication table by using threads. How do you do that? How do you do that? In the bracket, use functional approach. Bracket, write down, use a functional approach. Use a functional approach. Use a functional approach. Yes, sir. Program for generating MUL table by using threads. By using threads. Which approach? In the bracket, use which approach? Functional approach. Use functional approach. Okay. Start. What is the first step? Import. First step. Look at import. What? Threading. Next. I forget. You only tell me. Define a function. Why to define a function? To perform some operation. Who will execute that function? Subthread. Define. DEF MUL table of N. MUL table of what? N. N. Okay, students. Now I am saying there, you can write the same logic as this. Of 0, I can say what here? Invalid input. Is invalid input. Dot format of N. Dot format of N. Else. Well, what I do? I say before that, I should print the name of the thread. Name of the thread I can print. How do you print the name of the thread? How do you print the name of the thread? Tname is equal to threading dot. Already told you, ma. Current underscore what? Thread. It will give you the full information. From that, get the name. Get a name, I said. Get a name. Actually, get name is a deprecated meaning. Set name I used in place of the set name I used. Na? Here, I am using today what? Just a name. When I use an object dot get name right side, we are getting it. Left side, if you use, we are setting it. They are called setters and getters. They are called setters means setting the value. Getting means getting the value from the object. Getting my point? You can use happily. What is that? Get name. I will use it after 2 minutes. I will change. Print name of which thread? Child thread. In MUL table function. MUL table function is equal to comma what? T name. Well, now I will print else. Else. What should I print? Print of MUL table for what? Dot format of N. N. Print of like this. Of 50. Of 50. I am saying there like this. Say here, I want to print the multiplication table. How do you print? For I in range of 1, 11. Print that. I say here, I say backslash T, I say this, I say this one is equal to dot format of N comma I comma what? N into I. N into I. N into I. So I'm writing there one type of, for the fun to do with the threads, I'll say sleep off. So say immediately here what you know ma? Time. Just to do with fun output. Main program you come. So I made my function ready. which is executed by what? Thread. Understand? Now execute now. Yesterday I shown you non-threading program, threading program difference I shown you yesterday. When it is taking 16 seconds, threading program will take half of the seconds only. Half of the time only taken. Tell me now. Create a thread. Create a thread. Which thread? Child thread. T1 is equal to Rocky. You need to create a thread. Senapati. You need to create the thread. Without start, without calling the function, not possible here. You need to be careful. Threading dot. Correct it by yourself. Come on. Thread. Now, I forget. Target is equal to what? Come on. MUL table. Ganesh Verma. What is MUL table here? You are asking previous question now. After so many minutes you are asking generate. What is generate? Already half an hour back generate is over. Now, Ganesh Verma. What is that MUL table? What is generate? Function name. What is MUL table? Is your function name. Which I am assigning to whom? T1. I am telling T1 will generate. T1 will execute MUL table. Okay, sir. Come on, next. Args is equal to. I need to pass the value. Okay. What is the value, please? Something like 19th table. Simply say what? T1 dot what? Start. Here doesn't mean that how many threads are there in my program. How many threads are there in this program? 2 threads are there. They will ask you a question. How many threads are there? How do you find that? Once you start, print of, come on, number of active threads. Some special thing I will show you. Number of active threads in this program is equal to, say directly, comma, come on, ma, threading dot active underscore count of. Beautiful. Right. Before that and after that. Before that and after that. Number of active threads in this program before start. Before start. Understanding, ma? How many? Before start, how many? 1. After start, how many? 1. After start. First relax by yourself. Before start, 1. After start, 2. No confusion. Actually, very dead easy that is. Execute. Approach. I am saying still approach example 12.py. 1 only. Under 1 second example. Yes. Actually, dead easy this is. Approach 2 dot. Execute. Py. Approach 2. Say that. Get name deprecated. See the result. So, how many threads before? Number of threads active, you did not see anything. I will show you one by one. Number of threads active before start. Number of threads after start. Here I am using, what is that? Deprecating get name. What is that now? Get the name attribute instead. Go to back. Here instead of get name, I will write what? Just attribute you use. Get name is to get the name of the thread. Set name is used to set the name to the thread. Your elders set a name to you. That is called set. Later onwards, all your friends are asking, get your name, get your name, get your name. Understanding? Now, so coming to the point of it, here I am going to execute once again. See, again I will execute. So no such messages are coming. Number of active threads before start 1. Number of threads after active is 2. Default name is what? Thread 1. Thread 1. But I want to give my own name or not? How do I give my own name? How do I give my own name? See students, one more time I am asking. Don't worry. Print dot. How do I get it? T1 dot name I am calling. When I say T1 dot name, what do you mean by that? Get name. When I say T1 dot name means get name. I will write it. default child thread name, default child thread name is equal to comma UC execute. Don't worry, default child thread name is what? Thread 1. That is, I am getting into where? MUL table even. Number of active threads are how many? 2. You want to give your own name. You want to give your own name? Okay. T1 dot what? Name is equal to, what is that? Empty or something like HYD. HYD. Something like some name I am giving. So, what is this now? Left side I am using T1 dot name, right side I am assigning. This is acting as a set function. This is called setting, what name? Setting, which name? User friendly thread name. This is called what? Getting child thread name. Child thread name. In simple word, thread object dot name. Next I am writing thread obj dot what? Thread obj dot name is equal to value. What is the second line says? What is this line says? Setting. This is equal to what function name? Set name function. What is this is called? Like getting. It is acting like which function? Get name. Acting like which function? Get a name. Did you understand? Are you following? So get name and set name. So be careful. They are using very professional mechanism. T1 dot name is nothing but acting like a set. T1 dot just like a T1 dot name is like a getting the thread. This is a simple kind of mechanism I am using. And start I set. Now see that after this, you see, carefully try to understand. I'll execute this program now. Before start one, by default this one, I am setting that it is called HYD. And threads are this many. I am getting the result right like this. Clear? Well, when the thread is created, last and final, I want to show you an important thing. When the thread is created, everybody must understand. When the thread is created, is it active or not active? When the thread is created, is it active or not active? When you are participating in Olympics, you are ready. You are just on the line, waiting for an umpire to give a whistle. When you are just giving a position movement, are you running? No. That means you are ready. The line number 19, is it under running? No. They will ask you, how do you know that it is running or not? How do you know that thread is running or not? When the thread is created, it is in which state? Ready state. Which state? Ready state. When you start, it is under running. To decide the state, whether it is running or not running, you have to use a function called is alive. Is alive. Spell out. Right. What is alive? Returns true or false. True means running. False means not running. Shall I show you? Yeah. Look at my dear students. Here I am writing print before start. Execution status of T1 before start is equal to comma T1 dot is underscore alive. It is an instance method in thread class, which is going to give you what, ma? False. Why? I did not start. Same to same, after start I will write it. After start. Execution status of T1 after start. After start. T1 dot is alive. What is it? True. I am showing the life of the thread. I'm tracking the execution status of the thread. Are you following? See, start function. Before start, what is the execution status? Which function will decide? He is alive. I am taking the execution status of the thread. After what? Start. After you went for doing the work, what is your status? Running or not running? Truth state you are. When I'm about to send the work to be done, your state is false. Execute now. See that, students. So great. See that execution status. Execution status of T1 before start false. Execution status of T1 after start true. How many threads are there? 2 threads are there. Are you following? Now tell me, after finishing the execution status of the child thread, what is the status again? You completed. You came to this place once again. I am asking, what is your status? False. False, na? Sir, how do you print that, sir? Please print that also, sir. Last and final I am saying. See, sir, T1 dot join. When the join will be done? When you complete, you will join with me. Okay, sir. Execution status of final statement I am writing. \n. Execution status of T1 after completion. Which line this is? Line number 27. Line number 27. Line 27. Line 27 will not execute immediately. Line 27 will execute when the child thread will complete. Join function is used for joining the child thread with the main thread after its completion. So great. So coming to this, see, line number 27 will not come because main thread is waiting at line number 27 to see the execution status. See, carefully wait. Now see that execution status of T1 after completion. False. Perfect keen of observation I am giving here. Before start false, after start true, after completion is what? False. False. You got a job, you prepared well, you are in ready state, you got a job, you are in running state, worked for 60 years, and 60 years you retired. What is your execution status? Human being life is nothing but thread state only. Thread. Are you following? How many states of a thread? Ready state, running state, halted state. That is a dead state. Dead state means after finishing everything, it stops its execution. That is called a dead state. Before start, false. Which is state? Ready. Execution status, true. Running state. After finishing, execution status, false, indicating dead state, halted state, taking rest. Following? Yes. Students in the online, are you understanding? Right. Very good. Who is that? Somebody spiritual activity saying? Ranjan. But flow of control by God, sir. Yeah, God is our programmer. But Python program, thread-based programmer, you are the God for the Python program. It is there in your hands. Are you getting my point? Yes. So, come on to the, where is generate in this program? Oh, generate in this program. That's why Ganesh Verma, don't sleep and attend the class. My dear Ganesh Verma, generate is called a function, my dear student. I used to generate here. In this program, generate is not there, my dear student. What is the function name? MUL table, and the target is equal to what? MUL table. Generate will come. That is, one day if you miss it, problems will come. If I say anything to Ganesh Verma, he will feel. When he asks again and again same thing, I will feel. No problem. I will feel no problem. So, but my student should come up. Okay. Which value I am passing here? Fixed values I am passing or not? I will pass dynamic values. Can I pass dynamic value? Yes, sir. Right. So, I am writing int of direct attack. Enter what? A number. Enter a number. See how beautiful code it is. execute. So what happens? Okay. So enter a number. So how many? I say enter a number. Is it okay? Say, so need to close or what? Need to remove or what? How many? One more, huh? One more. Enter a number. How many threads in the program before start? One. One. Now I will say fifth table. When fifth table is coming, what is happening? Something happened. Execution status. Comma. So say what? After this, how many brackets? After two brackets, one comma. Okay. Okay. So sixth table. Well, getting or not? Very keen of observation. So now before start, after start, execution status, number of threads after finishing. After finishing, number of threads, last and final. Number of threads I will print. Active count. Number of threads. Okay, here I will show you. Line number 28. \n. Line number what? 28. What is this now? Number of active threads in this program is equal to, in this program, yes, come on to the point. See that, say eighth table, eighth table, number of threads is called what? 8. Right. Number of threads after the program, how many? Very clear. Any program you give me, we can do this and we can show the accounting of how many threads are there and all. Are you understanding? This is called what? This is called what? Functional approach. How many steps are there? 4. What is the first step? Import threading, define the function, create the thread object, targeting arcs and all. Next is called what? Start the thread. This is called what? Functional approach. Can I go for one more approach? So that will take almost 5:40. Now, today or tomorrow. This is called what? This is called first approach by using functional programming approach. Second approach is there, that is called what? With the whoops. This is a second approach we are going. Renuka saying that today. Okay, very good. Anuj Ajay Raj Raut is saying tomorrow. Brahman is saying tomorrow. Okay. Tomorrow. Okay. What do you say? Today, tomorrow? Sir, today you eat away our brain, sir. So very simple. Only one approach I complete. Actually, I want to complete 2 approaches. Only one approach. Anyhow. So, Lakshmi, very good, ma. As your wish. Intelligent answer that is. So, good. So, Nihar is saying that today. Okay, students. So, as your wish is my wish. So, here you see, ma, details of threading module, current thread, active thread. Here, get name function, I will write it. Get name, this I will write it and I will move further. This function is used for obtaining name of the thread. Name of thread. What is the syntax? Syntax number 1. Thread object dot. What is that? Get name. Since it is deprecated, we need to write simply what? Or I will write it. Tell me, ma. Thread obj dot what? Just a name. No left hand side, no right hand side, just a name. It is called getting only. Okay. Example, if I take it, T1 is equal to threading dot, I'm just writing threading dot thread of target is equal to MUL table. Next is called what? Something like arcs is equal to some value 19, I said. Okay, sir. Now I am saying that print of T1 dot get name. You got an error. What is that error? I got it deprecated something you got. Thread -1 will come or not? Instead of that, you can also write happily print of what? T1 dot name, I can say. What is the answer is coming, ma? Thread -1 will come. This is for getting the name. Run function I will explain tomorrow. Start function you see. Start function is there. This function I will explain in next class. This function I will explain anyhow. Is it there? Is alive. Then run function I will explain tomorrow because it is coming in the approach number 2. Approach number 2 it will come. Understand? So today I will post this. Tomorrow also I will post this module name and this kind of functions, approaches, threading name, how many number of approaches, and this part also. 3 approaches are there. First approach is done. Second approach and third approaches I will discuss tomorrow. So don't miss tomorrow class. And yesterday's class is very much important. Even coming Sunday also class I will keep. Before 1 week I am saying to you. So sir, I want to sleep and all those things, not possible. Coming Sunday I will take the class. I will take the class so early morning. What time I will take early morning means 4:30 I will take. No problem, very cool. 4:30, 2 a.m. Rocky 2 a.m. Okay. Okay. I will not take that time. I don't want to disturb you because you are all sleepy students. I don't take. If you allow me, I will take 6 o'clock. 6 to 9. 6 to 7, 7 to 8, 7 to 8 to 9 like that. Is it okay? Okay, we'll see. Still time is there. Na? So tentatively, I'm keeping my proposal in your mind. If everybody is certified, okay, gone. Or no, sir, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. means okay, no problem. I'm ready. So Sunday means like you, I'm not sleeping 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock like that. Either Sunday or festival or whatever it is, standard time, 5 o'clock, wake up. Standard time. So not from now, intermediate onwards. This discipline is happened because of residential college, Prakasam district, Ongole, SSN college, you might be heard about it. Strict means it's a jail like. If you want to buy a pen in intermediate, you have to take 4 permissions. We never see the city. We are only in 4 walls. Physics, chemistry, maths, only reading. Like that. Okay, ma. Sri Sai, I will give you the placement number. No problem. Sunday, Sri Sai, I will give you the placement cell number. Okay, don't worry. So let's stop the class. Right. So tomorrow onwards, I hope you also will wake up at 5 o'clock. Keep an alarm and wake up at 5 o'clock. Will you? How many of you will wake up daily at 5 o'clock in this class? 5 o'clock daily. Everybody. Okay, very good. 6 o'clock. Good. 7 o'clock. Okay. 8 o'clock. 9 o'clock. Okay, very good. I understand. 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock. So there is one, of course, I don't want to say this. Okay, ma, Knox, very good. Okay, Arun Kumar, okay. I will sleep daily at 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock sharp. Sharp means sharp. 5 o'clock wake up, 10 o'clock, 7 hours more than enough. And moreover, something I want to say, forget what I am saying. Something gone out of my mind. Okay. Something gone out of my mind. What is that? What I want to say is, if you wake up after sun rises, your energy will be grasped by the sun. If you wake up before sun, you will get the energy from the sun. I did not say this. Big Maha Rishi said this. I don't know whether he will grasp or you will grasp, we don't know. But one day you wake up at 5:30 and see that how active you are up to the end of the day. You wake up at 9 o'clock, how dull you are in the entire day. This is, I am not saying, I am just suggesting you. So it is not a Python concept. Don't listen that much carefully. Implement it. Okay, na? Fine. I'll stop the class. Tomorrow I'll go for continuation part of approach 2 and 3. I will take it. Fine. Thank you. Good day. All the best. Rohit, I will do it, ma. I will do it. Don't worry. Don't worry. I will take care of that. I'll take care of that.